Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, each week I keep talking about the amazing property boom that we're experiencing, and I love seeing the latest data that comes out to support that. This week, interesting news on how many properties are achieving above asking price. We see that a lot at the moment. I go to sealed bids at least once a week at the moment on a property. Always a painful experience for the buyer, great for the seller, and simply the fairest and the quickest way of resolving it when you have multiple buyers chasing a property. And indeed, 14% of properties sold in March went above asking price. Data shows that for every property for sale, there are 13 buyers chasing it. So you've got an imbalance in the supply and demand, and that imbalance is favouring sellers, which sits us very firmly in a seller's market. We expect that to continue certainly over the coming months. Lockdown has certainly eased, renewed optimism, and people evaluating their home lifestyle choices. And stamp duty receipts, well, that all feeds through. Of course, we're in a stamp duty holiday at the moment. You get the first £500,000 of your stamp duty free up until the end of March, and that will save most people £15,000. But interestingly, stamp duty receipts were up at their fifth highest month ever since it was introduced in March, at a record 1.2 billion of receipts to HMRC Treasury. You might be wondering, how can that be when we're in a stamp duty holiday? Well, it's simply because, of course, above 500,000 you do pay the stamp duty, and the property prices and the stamp duty you pay above at that level is very, very expensive. The percentage you pay really ramps up as the more the value of your property that you're purchasing. So although receipts were down overall last year, if you took March's figure, they'd be on for a record year this year. So not all bad news on the world of stamp duty for HMRC. It's helping everybody at the moment. Well, let's talk about something different. And there was a new scheme introduced last week aimed to help self-builders. There's a belief that if more people could be freed up to build their own home, around an extra 30 to 40,000 properties would be built. And of course, we have a huge property home shortage in England at the moment. So this scheme has been introduced by the government to release an extra £150 million of funding. So the Help to Build scheme is designed to help those self-builders build what they want to and realise their dreams. The Housing Secretary, Robert Jenrick, said, "Building your own home shouldn't be the preserve of a small number of people, but a mainstream, realistic and affordable option for people across the country. That's why we're making it easier and more affordable, backed by over 150 million new funding from the government. The scheme we have launched today will help the thousands of people who'd like to build their own home, but who've not yet considered it or previously ruled it out." So really interesting there. Great news. As many of you know, I'm in the depths of about to build my own home. It's something I've wanted to do for years, and it has been tricky with the funding previously. You often have to save up to buy the plot. Self-build mortgages can be quite pricey, so that government backing will really encourage lenders to enter that space and make it far more affordable. So if self-build is on your agenda, how about this fabulous plot that I have launched just outside Pembury? It's Great Bay Hall Barn. It's absolutely stunning. The setting set down a private drive overlooking rolling farmland, countryside views, and planning permission granted to build just under 5,000 square feet. There's 2 disused at-cost barns there, and the permission is to demolish those and build a really stunning, grand designs, ultra-contemporary home. The plot's on at a guide of 1.1 million. We'll be starting viewings on it shortly, so if you'd like to have a look at that one in more detail, do give me a call. Well, of course, there's a sense that the town is reopening back for business. I went for a lovely meal at the Beacon last Saturday, enjoyed their feast. Dress up warm if you're doing that. Remember, it is outdoors at the moment until the middle of May, when we can start to dine indoors again, and these cold, chilly winter-feeling evenings that we're having, when you do have to dress up warm. But the food was utterly delicious. So do get out there and support all our fabulous local hospitality restaurants who've had to be closed for so long. And if you do go to the Beacon and you love it and you want to live in the area, how about this property on my books? It's Denny Bottom House. It's on at a guide price of 700,000, and it's beautiful. It's set in the Denny Bottom area of Rust Hall, which is really quite a magical place actually. Beautiful rock formations, lovely secluded location, beautifully presented, private garden, garage, parking. It's got so much to offer. So if that's of interest, give us a call. I hope you've enjoyed the vlog, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye bye.